Charizard looking for the farm down, and we get it. Drstalemate looking to pivot out into Shadow Cacturne. The opponent's final Pokemon is Registeel, and my god, if this giant tin can don't know about Shadow Cacturne, they're about to find out. Welcome back to the home of Shadow Pokemon. On the screen, you can see we're back at it with some absolute insanity. We've got an F for coverage and an F for bulk. If you look to the left, it's easy to find out why. The main feature Pokemon today is going to be Shadow Cacturne. You can see on the screen, it's got a higher attack than the Pokemon like Shiftry, Moltres, Zapdos, and even Mewtwo. So it's an absolute glass cannon, and it is going to win CMP against absolutely everything. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, our featured battler today, Drstalemate, shout out to him. He's an active member of our Discord. If you'd also like to be a member of our Discord, check out the link in the description. He led Politoad into Nidoqueen, a great lead. The opponent managed to catch a Weather Ball on Jellicent. Jellicent is now met with Shadow Cacturne. Sucker Punch, not usually known for its damage output, absolutely ripping apart this jellyfish. The opponent sent the Shadow Ball, that was supposed to be resisted. It did almost 65% of our HP. Drstalemate forced to shield herself, looking for the farm down. Holy smokes, we do farm down. We're now absolutely loaded. Nidoqueen not probably going to want a shield, however, if they don't, the second Dark Pulse is going to knock them out. Holy crap, this Cactus hits like a truck. The second Dark Pulse does draw a shield. We now re-enter into Politoad, and Politoad going to do what Toad does best and spam out the Weather Ball. Weather Ball grabs the final Protect Shield, the opponent farming up to what could be an Earth Power. Politoad, the bulkiest member of the team, so Stalemate instant clicks no shield. The opponent full sends the Earth Power. We're at the Weather Ball. Weather Ball is going to be taking care of Nidoqueen. It's one shield Charizard versus whatever they have in the back. That final Pokemon is Drapion, and that is going to be all she wrote. Nicely done. In the next battle, it's the battle of the water types, the Toad versus the Jellyfish. This one on Bubble, so it is objectively better for Politoad. However, we're running Blizzard, not Legacy Earthquake, so we can only hit him for resisted. Stalemate tanks the Shadow Ball, and Politoad absorb that energy fairly well. We do farm up well past what could be an Earthquake. The opponent actually commits a shield. This is best case scenario, as both our squishy Pokemon in the back do have the potential to sweep with shield advantage. We switch out into Cacturne. Stalemate last second commits a shield. We did see Shadow Ball absolutely nukes us. The opponent now sends out Sylveon, and this is looking dreadful. Cacturne normally runs Poison Jab. Obviously we're on Sucker Punch. The resisted Foul Play actually did a huge amount of damage. We now come into Charizard. However, as this Sylveon did farm down, they are going to outpace to the Psyshock, and Stalemate is now all shields down. We shield up the Psyshock. This Sylveon is getting low, however, this is not Dragon Claw range. Stalemate going for the Claw. Claw gets called. Can we wing attack down? Yes, we can. Holy smokes, that actually gave me anxiety. Back out comes the Jellyfish, and we're firing off the Dragon Claw. Despite Dragon Claw being neutral and Blast Burn being resisted, Blast Burn hits a lot harder. We actually drew the last Protect Shield, and now he's full sending the Blast Burn. Blast Burn does big damage. We combo into Politoad, and we're sending the Blizzard. Both these moves are resisted. Blizzard does secure the knockout. The opponent's final Pokemon is Cobalion, and as we're not on Legacy Earthquake, this is going to be game over. Weather Ball not going to do too much to this bulky looking ram. Is it a ram? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's going to give one Sacred Sword to the Politoad. Our Charizard is Energy Dry and super low, and this Sacred Sword is going to be all she wrote. Unfortunately, we lose a really tough game. However, let's see if we bounce back in the next battle. We see the battle of the Mud Boys, one being the Goat, Swampert, and one being Politoad. I give Politoad a lot of stick. I always call it a poor man's Swampert. However, let's see if it can redeem himself here. The opponent farms up to the Earthquake and bait with a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon doesn't do a lot, and we're full sending the Blizzard. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. They near get one shot. I take it back, Politoad. You're actually not that bad after all. The opponent learned from their mistake. This time they do full send the Earthquake. However, this allows Cacturne to farm down. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down, send out Talonflame, and we answer with Charizard. Charizard goes straight for the Dragon Claw, looking to force a shield. The opponent lets it go. I highly doubt the opponent goes straight Brave Bird. Let's see if Stalemate calls it. Last second, he commits a shield, and the opponent is a master baiter. Stalemate now farms up, fires the Dragon Claw on CMP to the next move. Dragon Claw finally draws a shield off the opponent again. This is just a flame charge, however Stalemate is going to shield it up. Can we wing attack down? They're now 3 away. Come on Charizard, get there, get there. Holy smokes, we just get there. We're looking to switch out, not wanting to get sniped by the Swampert, and it's Registeel in the back. Registeel might think it's thick, but if they don't know about the power of Shadow Cacturne, they're about to find out. Dynamic Punch does huge damage. Stalemate gets a screenshot for the road. Focus Blast should be returning us to our Pokeball. The opponent goes for the Zap Cannon. What the heck was that play? I have no idea. However, Zap Cannon is resisted due to just being a grass type. The opponent now forced to shield at the Dynamic Punch. They're going to be unable to lock on down. The opponent now forced to throw Energy. Registeel only has nukes. They're not at the back-to-back. We come in, fire off the Dragon Claw. The opponent catches it on Swampert. However, that is not going to save the opponent's fate. Dragon Claw takes him out. Charizard outpaces to the Blast Burn. And that is going to be a very good game. GG's and thanks for playing. If you're newer to Pokemon, PvP, or just Pokemon in general, if you type in Pokemon resistances into Google, it brings up your nice chart as electric is resisted by grass. Hence I was so confused by that opponent's last play. Moving on to the next battle. Politoad into Tapu Fini. To be honest, this thing's pretty bad for the entirety of our team. Cacturne normally runs Poison Jab, which would be super effective. However, we're on Sucker Punch and that is resisted. We built up to what could be an Earthquake. The opponent called the bait, and then they return fire with the Moonblast. So if you haven't actually got Earthquake, much like you can see there, Stalemate actually drew a shield there. You always got to farm up to the move. It's called fake it till you make it. We actually gained ourselves shield advantage there, and to my surprise, we actually shielded there. Stalemate now going for the resisted Blizzard. Blizzard doesn't get same type attack bonus, but it does a lot of damage. We now come into Cacturne, looking for the farm down. We don't get it. We're now met with Charizard, and Charizard is going to outpace to the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw shouldn't be lethal. Do we survive? Holy crap, we do not. Evidently, Cacturne cannot tank a hit for shit. We now are forced to come in to our own Charizard. We fire off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw isn't going to be lethal, but the opponent does commit a shield. This is tough. We are going to shield up what could be a Blast Burn. The opponent full sends the Blast Burn. Stalemate now makes the Dragon Claw with the additional wing attacks. This should be lethal. At least I really hope so. Come on, Charizard. Dragon Claw does secure the knockout. The opponent's final Pokemon is Cobalion. We've got to be mindful of the sacrificial swap. The opponent attempts to catch. We bank the Blast Burn, pivot out into Politoad. Politoad on minimal HP makes the Weatherball, secures the knockout. The opponent is going to farm down. However, sadly for this opponent, they do not win CMP. Blast Burn locked and loaded, and Stalemate pulls off an incredible endgame to take an impressive dub. Let's go. Yikes, time to get my breath back. Politoad into Pidgeot. We've got that Hail Mary Blizzard. The opponent gonna fire off what I imagine to be a Feather Dance. Do opponents even know where the Brave Bird button is? Well, apparently this one does, as we do get hit with the Brave Bird. We're now going to return fire with the Weather Ball. The opponent actually catches it on Jellicent. However, we come into Cacturne. Cacturne going to be pretty dominant in this matchup. We can tank absolutely everything, however, not particularly well. We actually shield up a resisted Surf. Dr. Stalemate continuing to overfarm, allowing Jellicent to get to one more move. This time we see the no shield. Surf actually doesn't do too much. Stalemate overfarming. We're now at the back-to-back moves. Dark Pulse definitely going to be lethal. From this range, the opponent just sacks the Jellyfish. They now send out Cobalion, and does Cobalion know? We go straight for the Dynamic Punch. It lands. They near get one shot. Cobalion manages to double kick. Farm down, we send out Charizard. The opponent now pivots back out into Pidgeot, banking that energy, and Stalemate goes straight for the Dragon Claw. The opponent still hanging on to 2 shields. They don't even shield up the Dragon Claw. Stalemate overfarming, looking to catch. We sack the Politoad. This could actually be a Brave Bird. Surely not. The opponent Brave Birds again. They're now lower their own defense. Charizard comes in. I think we could have probably wing attack farm down. However, Dragon Claw goes unshielded. What the heck is his opponent saving these shields for? I have no idea. Charizard makes the Dragon Claw. Obviously, the opponent has to shield now. I think just wing attacking down would be the play. But regardless, the opponent doesn't make 2 moves, and we get the wing attack down. Moving on to the next one, we see another Pidgeot. This one on Gust to the fast move pressure is going to be a lot more oppressive. However, the opponent isn't as spammy. Stalemate not baiting, going straight for the Blizzard. Blizzard draws a Protect Shield. Just the Gust damage has got Politoad into the yellow. Stalemate calling the Feather Dance, and the opponent is a Masturbator. We shrug it off. Stalemate looking to reach the second Blizzard. This is 2-stage debuff. How much is this going to do to Pidgeot? Pidgeot doesn't shield. They almost get one shot. The opponent manages to Gust down. We come into Charizard. The opponent only going to make one move, Stalemate, last second commits the shield, and the opponent full sends the Brave Bird. Then I'll pivot out into Giratina, here comes Cacturne. The opponent probably thinks, what the heck is this? Well, Giratina, meet your worst nightmare. The opponent fires off the Ancient Power, holy crap. Giratina, super defense weight of Ancient Power, doesn't get the same type of attack bonus. We're already in the yellow, we fire off the Dark Pulse on CMP, that draws a shield. Looks like Stalemate just going to completely sack the Cactus. Down it goes is now Charizard with a shield versus the world. Dr. Stalemate farming up to the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw won't be lethal from this range. We've already seen Ancient Power, so Stalemate has to respect it. And he does. He instantly puts up his last Protect Shield. The opponent full sends it. Can we wing attack down? The opponent actually pivots out into Cobalion. Cobalion is about to get cooked. Nice over farm from Stalemate. Blast Burn. Absolutely going to nuke this Cobalion. Get wrecked. Back out comes Pidgeot. Stalemate fires off the Dragon Claw immediately. I think we possibly should have overfarmed. Giratina is low. It's only 4 away. Do they get there? No, they don't. Let's go. Charizard completely sweeps the team. Moving on to the next one. We have the Battle of Spice. The opponent running a Bishop. Bishop, not something I've seen in Ultra League, I'll be honest. But I know it's super attack weight and it's going to hit like a truck. The opponent goes straight for the Dark Pulse. How much is this going to do? Ouch, that hurt. Then I'll pivot out into Tangrowth, and here comes Charizard. Tangrowth, pretty interesting. It does have a Rock Slide coverage. We see the instant shield, and I think it's a good shield as the opponent full sends the Rock Slide. This could actually get pretty close in the 2 shield. Stalemate going for the Dragon Claw, anticipating the opponent, playing out the 2 shield. We do draw a shield with the Dragon Claw. Stalemate now going to be shielding up what could be another Rock Slide, and the opponent does send the Rock Slide. Well, I don't know why I said it could be, as Rock Slide is actually cheaper than Power Whip, and it's the correct move, so they're always going to throw the Rock Slide. We now fire off the Dragon Claw. Tangrowth takes its shield advantage. Charizard does leave, really healthy with residual energy. The opponent sends out Bishop, and we're full sending the Blast Burn. I imagine the opponent going to be shielding, and they do. We now combo into Politoad and fire off the Weather Ball. Weather Ball, not the best move. Bishop, super glassy. We're at the back-to-back. The opponent wins CMP. Dark Pulse will be returning us to our Pokeball. Stalemate sends out Cacturne, looking to get a running start. However, we do need to be mindful the opponent has access to Focus Blast. Stalemate, not looking to take any chances, fires off the Dark Pulse. Down goes Bishop. That final Pokemon is Charizard, and this is going to be tricky. The opponent actually plays to CMP. Mr. Opponent, what are you doing? They should have thrown the Dragon Claw. We fire off the Dark Pulse, and Zard gets one shot. Holy crap. I'm going to fucking die by the end of this video. Moving on to the next one. Politoad into Buzzwole. Cacturne absolutely needs to avoid this. We go straight for the Weather Ball, and the opponent commits an early shield. I imagine we're just going to have to stay in, sack the Toad, and make sure Charizard's aligned with this at all costs. The opponent fires off the lunge. We shrug it off, return fire with the next Weather Ball. This is now debuffed and isn't going to do a lot. We now make an aggressive switch into Charizard, and the opponent sends out Swampert. This is pretty bad, and I've got no idea how we're going to get rid of this Buzzwole. Stalemate full sends the Blast Bird. Swampert is able to survive. Hydro Cannon will be one-shotting, but we do have 2 Protect Shields, 2 hide behind. We shield up the Hydro Cannon. Stalemate fires off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw gonna more or less knock out Swampert from this range, and they do commit the final Protect Shield. I think we can now shield and farm down. I think that's the play. Stalemate agrees with me. He commits a shield. Can we wing attack down before the next move? Stalemate not even taking any chances. Fires off the Dragon Claw, securing the knockout. The opponent can't return with Buzzwole, so they are going to need to show their third. The opponent thinking about what to come in with. They come into Weezing. The opponent goes straight for the Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing not going to be lethal. Charizard needs to overfarm. The opponent sends out Buzzwole, and we make a Savage Catch. Catching the move on Politoad. The opponent actually runs Power Up Punch. They now counter farm us all the way down. Stalemate now sends back out Charizard, and he goes straight for the Dragon Claw. Buzzwole, pretty glassy. Does this knockout? Yes, it does. The opponent now 4 away from the next move. We're 4 away as well. Charizard wins CMP, and you already know Blast Burn is going to be all she wrote. Cacturne not even making an appearance in that battle. Moving on to the next one. Again, we see Swampert into our Politoad. It's Shadow on Shadow crime. Stalemate again, farming up to what could be a Blizzard. The opponent farms up to the Earthquake. We call the bait, and again the opponent baits. Great call. Stalemate fires off the Blizzard. We lose CMP, but again, this is just a Hydro Cannon. 2 Hydro Cannons have got us into the red. Is the opponent willing to shield this Swampert? We full send the Blizzard. The opponent survives on 1 HP and a dream. They come into Charizard and we make the weather ball. Weather ball going to be doing some big chip damage or draw a shield. The opponent lets it go and we now enter the mirror. This Charizard's now already in the red stalemate with 2 protect shields. We shield up and we correctly shield up a blast burn stalemate now. Looking to farm down, we actually fire off the Dragon Claw on CMP. Is the opponent willing to commit a shield here? No, they're not. The opponent hanging on to 2 shields. They've got Swampert alive on 1 HP as well. What is that final Pokemon? It's actually a Typhlosion, a double fire strategy from the opponent. Again, our Shadow Cacturn looking like dead weight. We bait with the Dragon Claw and draw a protection. We fire off the Blast Burn on CMP. We lose CMP. Fun fact, both Typhlosion and Charizard have identical stats. So the opponent obviously is using a more attack weighted Pokemon. We fire off the Blast Burn. Blast Burn draws the final protection. I think we're going to need to make a catch. We actually fire off the Dragon Claw and the opponent makes the catch. Holy crap. I think this is game over. Back out comes Typhlosion. Typhlosion looking for the farm down. We actually make 1 more Dragon Claw. This won't be lethal, but the opponent going to be left deep in the red. We come into Politoad, forcing the opponent to throw. Are they at back-to-back moves? Please tell me they're not. They actually full send the Solar Beam. What are you doing? I don't even know what's going on, but we managed to sucker punch farm down, and that brings us to the end of probably the most fun I've ever had shoutcasting battles. Huge shout out to Drstalemate. That was so much fun. I hope you all enjoyed the video as well. If you are enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you'd like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. We're almost at 5k. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone for the support, and I'll see you all in the next one.